Cheri Bustos of Illinois, thank you so much for joining us tonight, Congresswoman. You're one of several veteran House Democrats not running for re-election in this year's midterms. Just how challenging do you think that it's going to be for Democrats to hold on to the House, given the thinning ranks that you're facing?
Well, I think the questions that we all have to take a look at right now are what will the long-term, meaning the next 4 months, impact of the Roe versus Wade decision be? What will the long-term results of this January 6th commission, what will that be? Today was a bombshell of a day as far as the testimony from the White House aide. And what's going to happen to gas prices and the price of a pound of bacon? So I mean, I think those are the unknowns at this point, 4 months out. But I think they will all play into this one way or another. It's just a matter of seeing exactly how much one will outweigh the other.
I mean, if I were to ask you to get out your crystal ball here, obviously you just kind of stated what's at play, but so much attention in particular right now on the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. How much do you think that will motivate Democratic voters this fall?
Well, look, I think people right now, as we're having this conversation, are motivated. This is something where, especially if you are a woman and who values making her own medical decisions, her own healthcare decisions, this was horrible news that led to the members of the Democratic caucus to immediately leave the House floor and march over to the Supreme Court in an impromptu march last week. I had just had hip replacement surgery 2 weeks before, so I hobbled over with my cane, but I still hobbled over with my cane to get there. So it's very emotional. Now, here's the thing. So how high will those emotions run when you perhaps go fill up your car on the way over to the voting booth and see the sticker shock of filling up your vehicle? So I think those are the unknowns right now. There are some folks who are saying we could go into a recession. There are in the congressional district that I represent in central and northwestern Illinois, a family of four makes the median income is $50,000. So it hurts to go to the grocery store right now. It hurts to fill up your Ford F-150 right now. And so all of that is at play. All of that will be on the ballot. I just think right now, as we're having this conversation, we don't know exactly where things will land and if emotions will stay high.
The Biden administration, as you know, has faced some real criticism for not being ready, not being prepared to act faster with a plan to protect abortion rights, knowing that this decision was likely coming. Should the administration, in your estimation, have done more in order to prepare for this so there wouldn't be so much uncertainty at this time?
I guess what I would say to that is, what in the heck was he supposed to do? You know, we have a 6-3 conservative balance on the Supreme Court. That wasn't Joe Biden's fault. The fact that we've got, during their confirmation hearings, basically crossing their fingers behind their back and not being totally truthful about Roe versus Wade. We have a 50-50 split in the Senate. We have a very slight majority in the House. So look, I'm not one of those who's going to throw Joe Biden under the bus on this. I think that you know where the answer is it's in the voting booth, and where you had about 100 million Americans who made a decision not to vote in the last election. What I would say to all of them, if this is something that fires you up, if you want to make your own healthcare decisions, if you want to make sure that someone like Donald Trump, who from today's testimony performed some ungodly acts leading up to January 6th and on January 6th, the answer is vote. You know, I love the old President Obama line is don't get mad, vote.
Don't boo, vote. Right.
Don't boo, vote, you know, because saying boo at a rally doesn't do anybody any good. Marching over to the Supreme Court, for that matter, doesn't do any good. We've got to mobilize. And what I mean by that is we've got to get people registered to vote. And then we've got to have the biggest, best, most robust get out the vote effort in the history of our party if we want to defy history, because we really do have to defy history at this point, because we hold the majority in the House, the Senate, and we have a Democrat in the White House. So we've got to outperform in a lot of ways if we're going to be successful on November 8th.
And in that line of thinking, as far as outperforming, with inflation and the economy still weighing on the minds of so many Americans, do you feel the Democrats should be doing more to address those specific concerns ahead of November?
Well, you know, we're in the middle of a worldwide, our economy is being impacted worldwide at this point. We've got a war in Europe that, you know, we've got to do everything we can to continue to help our friends in Ukraine. But this is not something that is unique to America. What can be unique to America is to help bring down the gas prices. I always like to promote ethanol, biofuels, because I come from corn country. I've been on the agriculture committee for the last 10 years, and to President Biden's credit, he is now allowed for ethanol to be sold year round throughout the summer. And that is one way that we can start bringing down the gasoline prices. But look, I think we've got a little more than 4 months right now between now and November 8th. And every day we need to have a strike force, a task force. That old saying, we've got to get caught trying every single day and trying hard. I'm also a former college athlete and always want to win. And I know the importance of practicing hard and getting your fundamentals down. And really, when you think about elections, it's all about fundamentals. And that is, you get your base fired up, you get those who are incentivized to vote fired up, you have a great get out the vote plan, and it's having all those fundamentals down by the time November 8th rolls around. And sometimes we make it a little more complicated than it needs to be, but I think that's what this is going to be about. We got to try every single day. We've got to remind voters about if it's important to them that people can control their own healthcare decisions. If they think it's as bad as just I do anyway, on how Donald Trump behaved leading up to January 6th and post January 6th, the harm that he has done to our democracy, the longest serving democracy in the history of the world, the damage that he's done. We've got a great argument that we can make to the American public, but we have to keep making it over and over and over again and get people motivated to vote on November 8th.
All right, well, we'll see what the American public has to say soon enough. Congresswoman Cheri Bustos, we thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.